Hello, hello, my lovely people. Long anticipated video. Oh, thank you all for tapping in today with me. This video is what I would do differently starting a notary business. Five mistakes, excuse me, 5 mistakes that I made as a notary and what I would do differently. So I'm looking at my notes right here, so bear with me. So anybody that is a notary, especially in North Carolina, please drop down in the comments below and let me know if you are a notary and what county are you commissioned in. I would greatly love to tap in with you and support you, and we can support each other. You know what I'm saying? So if I have anybody looking for a notary in your area, I could be able to direct them to you. So I don't want to keep you on here long enough. I know a lot of people ask me all the time about the notary business. I don't make too much content about notary, but I feel like this is a video a lot of people have been wanting to know my personal opinion about. So bear with me, y'all. So the number one thing is not charging enough. And the why I say that is because a lot of times we are misguided. If we ask other people how much to charge, the first people say is, you know what they say. Oh, it's your business. You charge, but you're independent. Okay. First of all, you have to know how much you can charge as a notary. So when I first got started as a notary, we could only charge $5 per principal signature. That means the person that you're meeting with, you're notarizing their signatures. So that's $5 every time you notarize their signature. So I like, okay, well, $5, we couldn't charge anything at that time for travel fees. So I'm like, it may not be worth it, maybe family and friends. And then I started dipping and dabbing more into loan signings when I learned about Carol Ray Notary to Pro training course, right? So I said, oh, I can make $150. That's real good money at one sitting, you know what I'm saying? Just printing off some documents, and it didn't seem hard. So I got into doing that, and then I realized like I'm notarizing a lot of signatures and printing off a lot of pages 2 times and traveling. The math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. So I said, well, maybe, I could do this for a little while. I could just, try to get my feet wet. What I'm trying to say, I'll follow along with me, please. It'll make sense at the end. So I stopped doing general notary work because, like I said, only $5 and no travel fee. I was finding myself traveling to a lot of locations where people didn't have their ID. People IDs was expired. They lost the ID, or when I got there, they had multiple additional pages and documents for me to notarize. So mind you, we're not so caught up in what the documents state. We are to notarize and make sure verify they are who they say they are, y'all. A lot of people get caught up in wanting to read people's business and know I ain't notarizing. If I don't know what I'm notarizing, that's not your concern. But you do you, boo. So, in the beginning, not charging enough, like I said, getting burnt out, and not understanding how to run this business because I didn't have money to pay nobody to ask them what should I do, what I shouldn't do. And so I dug in a lot on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I just was heavily invested on free information. I know you say, well, if you really want the right information, you're charged. But a lot of people were charging, they still wasn't giving you information. It was giving you information that you could simply Google on the internet. So when I did have extra money to spare, I did. Now don't get me wrong, but then I found out like, man, I could have Googled this. So that's one mistake I made, not charging enough. And like I said, it's not knowing how to market locally. So I did a Google business page like they tell you to do, and a lot of people was hitting me up, real estate attorneys, realtors, were wholesalers, would hit me up, and I'm like, how did you find me? They're like, oh, Google. I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. But my Google was set up to where my virtual business address was. So that means I would have to travel far to go to them. I didn't have it right here stationed where I'm really moving it, if y'all understand. I have a virtual business, but I don't operate out of my home, if that makes sense. So it was just like, oh my gosh, like that was the mistake. So what I could tell you, once you learn how to set your Google business page up to where they can't see your business address, but you learn how to, when you make your posts, where your posts are hitting different places closer to where you are actually stationed and willing to travel, it'll work out for you. And that's the next thing, not setting up my Google business profile all right. I was lucky enough to find someone. This was several years ago. Um, just God, I can't say nothing but God. There was a man nice enough to go in and help me with all my Google stuff, right? He was nice enough to help me. And what happened was, you know how it go. When you start telling other people about someone, they mess it up for you. So when I found myself in a hiccup, I tried to go back to this individual who did it for free, mind you, who did it for free. This time they had just ghosted me. They wasn't responding because I was so excited that I found someone who could help everyone, because everyone was having problems verifying their Google business and everything. They was having problems getting verification and everything like that. And I found someone who was so nice to help me for free. And I was just because they charged, but they didn't charge me. But I was going around telling people, several people, and apparently those people was going behind my back and messing it up, messing the relationship up, or he just got tired of people. I don't know what it was, but I can only assume. I don't know. Like I said, he ghosted me. He never responded back to any of my emails or texts. I don't like how my locks are, y'all. Y'all please bear with me. But yeah, so that's one thing. Not knowing how to set up my Google business page, where I could get the business to where I really am. Because like I said, I would get calls. I would get calls from my Google business page, but they'd be way on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm at, and I would have to drive. So I got that situated. Now the next one I put on here said not getting proper training. Um, I can't say I didn't get proper training. In loan signings, I would say as a notary, I didn't get proper training because I would get documents that I was not certain, I wasn't confident on how to notarize those documents. Like, I could be honest with you. I can show you where it say initial. Okay, it says initial, you initial here. Okay, this your name, you sign right but this line. Or it say date, okay, you date like this. But the notary part is where I struggled. So I emphasize this. I should have made this number one. Find someone, Google, go on Udemy, I think it's Udemy or whatever, and find basic notary training classes and courses. The only way I strongly feel that you could be successful as a notary is to know what a notary is and what you do and what you can and cannot do and how to fill out the notarial certificates. Because when you start opening yourself up to doing a whole bunch of different real estate transactions, they're going to have a whole bunch of documents in there from different states and counties and all that good stuff. Really states, not counties, that you may not know, you may not never seen. If you don't catch it, you're going to mess up. And that's what we are there to notarize the signature, notarize that all those documents attached to that certificate are correct and accurate. So that's one thing. Not getting proper training as a notary, not necessarily loan signing agent, but as a notary public commissioner of Carolina. And the fifth one is working with too many low paying signing services. I didn't know they were low paying signing services. I was just thankful to be getting work, making $3, 4, $5,000 a month constantly, um, month after month after month. But what made me slow down was those 60 and 90-day companies. Now I had a vet. I had to go through it. You will have to too until you find out. Because if you sign up with Signing Order, SnapDots, and any other platform like that, that's just a big database with a whole bunch of signing services on it looking for notaries. And when they send out that black test, you say yes or no to the location, the time, and the fee. You don't know necessarily if you work with them before how frequently they pay, and you can mess yourself up with your bills. Like, I'm serious, you can mess yourself up with your bills so bad. I've had months where I was scared out my mind because I'm thinking like I'm gonna get paid at least 30 days. I look on their terms of service. It's 60 days. It's 45 days. So what I've had to do, I had to sign up for Uber, Lyft, GoPuff at the time, Walmart Spark now, field inspection. Now I got my YouTube. Now I got my TikTok. Now I got my Facebook. Now I got my Instagram. All these things are paying me. You know what I'm saying? But before, I didn't have it. I just had this. This is all I had. I even let my CNA license expire because I was going to do private duty. I delved in. So those are the 5 mistakes that I made when I became a notary in North Carolina, not knowing these things. So I just hope that I'm shedding some light with you all, so y'all won't make these mistakes, or at least consider it if you're still on the fence about becoming a notary, not doing loan signings, not necessarily doing loan signings, but becoming a notary public, knowing how much you can charge. You can charge a travel fee. It's 70 cents, one way back, round trip. So that'd be 140, $1.40. that you could charge somebody, okay? But you have to have it in your text message with communication with them. You have to have it in your email communication in them. And just say verbally over the phone. On your invoice template that you send them, beforehand, afterhand, whatever, it has to be on there, okay? You have it on your website, you can have it on your landing page, you can have it on your Facebook business page, how much you charge for travel fee, okay? So it's there, so they'll know. Cause sometimes people like, I ain't pay. I can just go to so and so. It's free. Okay, well, yeah, but they don't notarize everything, you know. So if you want the convenience of a mobile notary to come to you, that's your fee if you decide to choose. And that's another thing with fees. Some people they don't charge a travel fee, cause this ain't their business. It's just something that they do. So yeah, so that's something to think about. I hope that this helped answered any of your questions. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know your thoughts about, you moving and starting your notary business, some things you wish you would have known or changed doing. Because, as you longer you're in business, you learn things and you change things. You implement different processes and systems. You know what I'm saying? I had a website. I don't have a website now. I still post on my Google business page because that's where I was getting my business. I wasn't necessarily getting my business from my website. I would get my business from me posting on social media and my Google business page. So that's just something you have to think about. I don't think it takes away from me being a legitimate business because I am. I just think that you have to figure out what's good for you and what's best for you. So I hope this video has helped, and thank you all for watching and subscribing, and stay tuned for my next video.